Are you tired of seeing and hearing business gurus talk about how their template or copy and paste method is the only way to success? Maybe you get sucked in, buy or enroll, only to realize that their formula leads you off track to a path of growing your business that does not feel aligned and maybe you don't even follow through with because of integrity. And then you're further down the road, a little bit more credit card debt, and still not getting the results that you want. If you have tried to build your business by copying and pasting someone else's game plan and felt disconnected or even invisible in the process, this video is for you. My name's Chelsea. I'm an intuitive business mentor, and I help founders, coaches, and creatives who are done with copy and paste methods and cookie cutter advice. They want to run and grow a business that matches their true vision and energy, not someone else's version of success. If you have tweaked your colors, your niche, your business mission statement more times than you can count, if you have followed these proven steps only to feel further away from your business goals, and wondered why hustle and following templates seems to work for everyone except for you, this video is for you, and I'm not here to fix you. I'm here to help you build a business that finally feels like yours. I am here to help soul-led founders grow their business with clarity, alignment, and authentic energy. On this channel, I blend grounded, sustainable strategy with intuitive and energetic clarity so that you can build a business from the inside out, not from an outside-in formula. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on why most generic, overdone strategies that are being taught in the business coaching space are falling flat, and how to finally craft a business that's matched to your unique vision. I'll even give you a peek behind the curtains of a process that's been changing everything for my clients and might just flip how you see your business forever. Let me take you back to 2023. I had joined a group coaching program with incredible structure. The coach was smart, she seemed really strategic, and had built multiple businesses to 7 figures. And I really felt aligned with how she was teaching. Her YouTube content was fire. It was nice to see her living and breathing the actions that she was sharing she was taking and seeing real success. And her step-by-step tutorials inside of the modules of her course actually made sense for my brain, so that's a win. At first, I felt all in, implementing everything that she was teaching, and I did take away a lot from just the course modules, but a big draw to this program was group coaching because I love being in community. But then the moment came. I showed up asking a genuine question during my hot seat coaching, and what I realized based on her response was that this was not truly her holding space or coaching. It was her just pointing me back to the module that I should rewatch because it seemed like I didn't get it. I did get it, and I actually wanted support on how to personalize what she had been teaching and make it work for me and my unique vision and gifts and experience. But what I realized is there was no real dialogue, no space for nuance or helping it work for me. And I realized I had put myself into yet another copy and paste space inside of the business coaching world. Now that might work for some people, but for me as a sensitive and intuitive founder, that is a full body no for me. Let me know in the comments if you have ever felt that same disconnect. That moment where someone else's formula that they want you to replicate just doesn't resonate, and you start to see it for what it is, that you need unique strategy and support. Right then, on that live call, I realized that I could pretend that I was going to implement what she was telling me, or I could stand in my power. And so I very kindly said, I hear what you're saying. That's not a path I'm going to be taking, but I'll come back if I have some other questions. Didn't come back, not because I didn't respect her or think that she was great at what she was trying to do. I honored what was true for me, that just because something had worked for someone else didn't mean it was going to be the only way that I could be successful. I took what served me from being in that space and making those connections and learning from what she had shared, and I released the rest, including being in that space ongoing. And that experience taught me something very powerful. The real shortcut is not about outsourcing your power or hoping that someone is going to save you with one nuanced niche nugget or tip. The real shortcut is learning how to be in a co-creative relationship with your business, listening to your business, and following inner guidance. Now, holding space for this kind of clarity is a big part of what I do now as an intuitive business mentor. I help entrepreneurs stop outsourcing their gut instinct and instead build from it with it. Quick sidestep for a story about my own personal journey with intuitive development. Over the past decade, I have worked with a handful of truly gifted energy healers, channels, intuitive development mentors, and all of those containers that I invested to be in support. I wasn't investing in hopes that I was going to then be able to take that and go do this for others. I was literally just investing because I wanted to understand how to reconnect with and identify and hone my own gifts as an intuitive and channel. It was really about my own spiritual path. At the end of the day, I wanted to understand more about what it is to be me. Isn't that part of all of our paths? What I realized is that I had shied away from being in connection with those parts of me around the intuition and energetic connections, honestly, for self-preservation and for feeling more normal. So when I started to feel a calling to integrate and bring some of this work into my business coaching and mentoring work, I was surprised as anyone. By working with a variety of practitioners over time, bit by bit, I developed my own methods and unique approach of how I was bringing these gifts and new clarity into my own business. And then I started to see how I could do this for others. Recently, I realized that I have developed a very unique way of connecting founders to the energy of their business and creating clarity on a level that they have been craving. This method has now become what I call my business soul scans. If you're new to me, my work, or this channel, this isn't about some rah-rah mindset hype thing or like a vibes-only energy reading. What I have done is created a structured, intuitive conversation where I am channeling a conversation between you and your business. So here's what it looks like. Let's literally step behind the curtain of what I've developed. When I'm working with a client, we first connect our energy as individuals, and then we call in the energetic presence of their business. Using a rose reading technique, I call forth the energy to be like a visual representation in the form of a rose. And I am zooming in and paying attention to what's coming forward, the details of the petals, the colors, the vibrancy, the rose hips, the thorns, the length of the stem. It all means something. Once we have that deep connection, then we're able to really get into it. We can use muscle testing or pendulum work to literally ask and answer questions. We can uncover unseen bottlenecks or conversations that the business has been wanting to bring to light with the business owner. We might be called to an oracle card pull where there's deeper messages, and we've often gotten some really delightful guidance from those cards. And I have the opportunity to channel this conversation. I'm not sharing my opinions or my business expertise or strategy. I'm holding space, and so few business founders ever have someone hold space for them to just be connecting. And you, as the business owner, get to really ask questions. This is not a monologue. It becomes truly a dialogue. This isn't grabbing time on my calendar to hear what I think about your business. It is truly about me channeling and you being in your sovereign agency to receive and have this conversation. It is sacred as well as strategic. And for so many, it's the first time they truly feel like they are in a co-creative relationship with their business again. Now, clients show up with all kinds of questions, which I love. Why isn't this offer selling? How do we feel about my pricing? Where should I be putting my energy? What should I be developing for a new launch in this next season? And some come much more open-ended and just ready to receive what they are meant to hear. Kicking off the call with a question maybe more like, what is it that you want me to know to be able to be a good steward of carrying this vision forward? Now we open the space with clear intention of receiving what is for the highest and best. We might use a candle, a simple prayer, and really make sure that our energy is connected. And what happens in these sessions is absolutely beautiful. Some clients end up in tears. Some feel so validated, so seen, so understood in ways they haven't been in a very long time. Some are voraciously taking notes and mapping out their next steps, which I also love. Some are being called to remember maybe an offer or a method of visibility that they did years ago that they put down that the business is calling them to pick back up. A common reflection that I hear after most sessions is some version of, I didn't know how much I needed to have this level of clarity. Something has been missing, and now it's feeling like it's filled. What I love about these sessions is it is not about me fixing. They're truly about holding space for time for reconnection so that your next action actually feels like yours. So here's my invitation to you, especially if you're this deep into watching this. What if your business is already trying to speak to you? Not with noise, but with tiny invitations to pause to listen. Where in your business do you already feel like you are in flow? And where might there be more room to tune in more deeply before you burn out or pivot wildly to try to escape this feeling of disconnection? In the next video, I'll be debriefing and reflecting on a recent business soul scan with my client Caitlin, with her permission, of course, and how powerful it was for her to have this interactive conversation with her business and to receive answers and guidance and honestly validation for questions that had been swirling in her mind and spiraling her out of action. You don't want to miss it, so make sure you're subscribed and tune into the next video in this playlist. And if you feel deeply stirred by what I've been covering today, I open space on my calendar for 10 business soul scans a month, and you can find more details below in the description. I want to leave you with a very simple journal prompt in case you want to go deeper right now. If I could hear something that my business has been trying to whisper to me recently, what would it be? Just write, notice what comes up, how you feel, and I hope to see you on the next video.